Well, good morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Yeah, thank you. Wow. Hear that clapping? That's like music to our ears. And we're musicians. That's amazing. It's so great to see some new and familiar faces. I won't say old faces because that's just rude. But it's so great to have people here in person. And thank you to those tuning in to our love stream today. Happy May 9th. Happy Mother's Day. It's a beautiful day. We've got a really special service for you. I wanted to say a few things that may get reiterated, but you'll just deal with that. There is a little music survey. We really would like some feedback from you on how we can best serve you with our music. It's like 6 questions, and half of them are yes and no. It'll take you like a minute to fill it out. Anyway, there are surveys out in the foyer. There are surveys on email and Facebook, and we've just kind of blasted everybody with this because I really want your feedback. So I just wanted to let you know about that. If you haven't filled one out, please do that. We're going to open with a really cool, uplifting song, and you might notice, because this song has a beat, that Ricardo is not with us today. He is in Elko because he had a late gig last night. So we have Wachira, who's filling in on drums today. Give a big round of applause. He's just been phenomenal filling in. So let's kick this into gear. Let's sing together, Higher Place. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Higher place, I feel my soul rising to The music makes the day, doesn't it? Do you feel your soul rising to a higher place just now? Go like this. Good morning and welcome. My name is Reverend Myrna Hurst. This is the first time I've done this, so I'm likely to mess something up, but I know you'll forgive me. I just want to welcome everyone here, however you got here. Whether you're sitting in the audience with us today, which is lovely, or whether you're staying at home in your jammies with a cup of coffee in your lap, welcome. We hope that we know that something that's said here today or something that's done here today will touch your heart, and for that we're grateful. The people that are involved in the service today, certainly the musicians, always the musicians, thank you, more than I can say. The others that are with us this morning are Jim Ferris, who as the practitioner of the day is going to do the praying for us and all of that stuff, a special reading for the day. And Teresa Martin, who is sitting in the back doing something that we call high watch, which is a phrase that means that she will be back there in prayer, assuring that the consciousness of the divine is with us in this room for this entire meeting, and I find that good. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor all pathways by which people seek to know the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so we can help make the world a better place. That's why we are here. Would you say with me, please, our purpose statement? There it is, right there. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. Please remember while you're here in the audience to wear your mask unless you're up here talking. And at all times, keep it on, especially during the time that we're singing together, which we hope we will do. And offer people plenty of space. We know that we are perfectly healthy and well and that life is good right now, but let's just ensure that by maintaining a spiritual distance and honoring others by wearing a mask. Thank you. Our theme for this month is Holy, Holy Uprising. What? Mm-hmm. Holy meaning completely, holy meaning spiritual, and uprising means coming forward in our very best way every time. So a holy, holy uprising is a completely spiritual experience, and that we hope that we will have here today. If you need more information about what's going on here, there are all kinds of ways to do it, and that was alluded to earlier. We can do this in so many ways. The newsletter, the website, we've got all kinds of opportunities. And say, if you don't know what our website is, and those of us we do, let's say it together, www.spirituallyfree.org. Exactly. Thank you. So a couple of things coming up. First of all, next week is our annual business meeting after the service is over. What that means is we'll get an opportunity to hear what's been happening in the last year, understand our financial situation, which, by the way, is very good, and maybe vote for some new people to be on our council. That's an important thing to do, but you got to know that you have to be a member in order to vote. Anybody's welcome to come to this meeting, but if you would like to be involved in the business of the meeting, out in the foyer, there is a form that you can fill out to become a member. Now, being a member doesn't mean much here, except it means a lot to you. It's a way of committing to an organization, to committing to yourself, and to committing to your spiritual growth. So consider that, and if you would like to be involved, there's a form out there, as I said. The other thing is, Happy Mother's Day. I know we have people all over the place who really don't want to talk about mothers, either because, like me, motherhood wasn't my favorite experience, or because we've lost a mom. But it's a day to be celebrated, and the mother of all mothers is right over there. Did you notice that, or have you had enough chance?
I'm Mother Nature.
We'll get to her in just a minute. At the back of the room, as you walk out of service today, there is a rose with your name on it. Could be red, could be pink, could be white, could be yellow, hook 'em horns. But please take one on your way out, because that is our gift to you to remind you about the value of motherhood. There's a fellow named Scott Aubrey. He's a minister. And for about 15 minutes, some 30 years ago, he was the minister at the Salt Lake Center. He did a prayer today that I want to share with you about motherhood. And he says, "Infinite presence, I honor the depth and trueness of motherhood. Unconditional love made evident in our world by our mothers." And by mothers, we mean all of you who have had a mother or done any mothering to any kind of other soul. It doesn't have anything to do with your gender. I give thanks for the divine feminine in everyone, for the quality of creation, pure love, and unwavering hope for new life. Thank you, God, forever. Amen. Reverend Scott Aubrey. Now, let's just allow this reading that Jim is going to do for us in a few minutes to center us, to prepare for the session and for the prayer.
Today our reading is from Science of Mind magazine. It was written by Dr. Christian Sorensen from Encinitas, California. Your first teacher was your mother, whose arms were created to bring you peace and comfort. Her heart was given to you, Her heart was to give you love so you might find your own. Her blood connecting you to your ancestors so you would never be alone. You were not kept forever in the confines of your yard, but sent into this world to find your strength, which may have been the bravest thing your mother ever did. She let you go to your self-discovery. Mothers are walking, breathing miracles. Your mother sacrificed so much for you. Your mother sacrificed so much for you to enter this world. This special day is to remind you to express your deep gratitude, to allow positive memories to activate your heart, to feel your love connection that is beyond time and space. Know that this unique gift is more beautiful than flowers. The maternal nurturing energy of the feminine is not bound by birth or gender. Let your love and appreciation go forth from you to all those amazing people, expressions of God's love, those spiritual mothers who help birth your soul's journey with their grace, the ones who encouraged you when you were down, who were there for you when your heart and soul ached, and who reminded you that you are a precious child of God.
The next day's dawn, I if you quietly listen, and the love that you feel in your heart comes right through any seeming unreachable distance. I'm right here. I'm right here. There's nothing between us at all. Don't imagine there's boundaries or big tall walls. Call on love in a silent prayer. It takes only a moment, and I'm right here. I'm right here in the stars in the sky. You can feel me inside if you quietly listen, and the love that you feel in your heart comes right through any seeming unreachable distance. I'm right here. I'm right here. I never leave you alone. I'm right. There's nothing between us at all. I'm right. I never leave you alone. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here.
In this divine, sacred space, this place of wholeness, completion, infinite love, right here, right now, in this sacred space of my heart. So grateful for this service, this beautiful spring day, and the love in my heart expressed as the divine love in its true perfection. As I open my mind to the oneness, the wholeness of this spiritual gathering, I know each person here is open to the word of the divine, the truth as it is spoken. The music, the feeling of the love that encompasses this group, this world, the eternal all that is. Together, let us say, and so it is.
Thank you, Jim. So the liberated energy, this unoppressed urge to move into a new paradigm. For me, that's what revolution is. We're going to sing a song called Revolutionary, and it sounds like it might be like a political activism kind of piece of music, but it's not at all. This speaks to revolutionary love, revolutionary kindness, and it's a really fun song that Chamaigne found for us. It's very catchy, so it'll be easy for you to learn and sing with us. I invite you to do just that. Revolutionary. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe you're not like me, maybe we don't agree, maybe that doesn't mean we gotta be enemies. Maybe we just get brave, take a big leap of faith, call it truce, so me and you can find a better way. Let's take some time, open our eyes, look and listen. Yeah, we're gonna find we're more alike than we are different. Yeah. Why does kindness seem revolutionary? When did we let hate get so ordinary? Let's turn it around, flip the script, judge slow, love quick. God help us get revolutionary. Whoa, revolutionary. Whoa, let's get, whoa, revolutionary. Whoa. I'm turning the TV down, drowning their voices out, 'cause I believe that you and me can find some common ground. See, maybe I'm not like you, but I'll walk a mile in your shoes if it means I might see the world the way you do. Let's take some time, open our eyes, look and listen. Yeah, and we're gonna find we're more alike than we are different. Yeah. Why does kindness seem revolutionary? When did we let hate get so ordinary? Let's turn it around, flip the script, judge slow, love quick. God help us get revolutionary. Whoa, revolutionary. Whoa, let's get, whoa, revolutionary. Whoa. What would Jesus do? He would love first. He would love first. Whoa. What would Jesus do? He would love first. Yeah, he would love first. So we should love first. Why does kindness seem revolutionary? When did we let hate get so ordinary? Let's turn it around, flip the script, judge slow, love quick. God help us get revolutionary. Whoa, revolutionary. Whoa, let's get, whoa, revolutionary. God help us get revolutionary.
It's my privilege to introduce our special music today. And what a perfect Mother's Day gift for us. This young lady has been a shining light in our center. The emotion and love and givingness in her talent, beautiful voice, beautiful presence, just stands out. And to watch this young lady with her daughter is inspirational. I know it's been a challenging road for Delanne, but what a beautiful experience for us to witness as a community, the mother that Delanne is. Now let's let her lift her voice in song and share her music with us. Give a round of applause, Delanne Haslam Jessup.
Thank you, Rick. You're so good at those introductions, and happy Mother's Day to everyone. I had a different song chosen. My sister was going to come sing with me. We're going to sing one of my mom's new songs, and Melanie's kind of under the weather, so I'd love you to send her some love and light. But I asked Presley Haslam if she would allow me to sing her special song. This is what we sing whenever she's down. Baby mine, won't you smile? Baby mine, laugh a while. Rest your head close to my heart, never depart, baby of mine. Little one, when you play, don't you mind what they say. Let those eyes sparkle and shine, never a tear, baby of mine. 'Cause if they knew, sweet little you, they'd end up loving you too. Oh, those same people who scold you, what they'd give just for the right to hold you. From your head down to your toes, you're so much goodness knows. And you're so perfect to me, sweet as can be, baby of mine. Oh, those same people who scold you, what they'd give just for the right to hold you. From your head down to your toes, you're so much goodness knows. And you're so perfect to me, sweet as can be, baby of mine. Baby of mine. Baby of mine. I love you, Presley.
What a lovely day so far, and it just is about to get better. It's my distinct pleasure to be able to introduce our speaker today. Chamaigne Sharette has been part of this organization for some time now and brings a special kind of sensitivity to our organization, not just with her beautiful music, but also with just, I think she's probably the most creative divine goddess I ever met. And that's all I gotta say about that. Please help me welcome the divine goddess of love, or whatever she is today. Chamaigne Sharette.
Thank you. So there I was, minding my own business, engrossed in a book, sitting in the back of the school bus parked in front of my junior high school. I just had to finish the last few pages before I went in for class. And then, there they were, a bunch of mean girls. They had spotted me and gotten on the bus, come to the back. They were hands on hips, blocking the aisle, leaning on the seats in front of and behind me. Some had smiles on their lips, but sarcasm in their eyes, and others puckered their mouths with disdain, but their eyes were bright with pleasure. "Hi, what are you reading?" The alpha of the group was an overweight girl with pimples, the kind that would get you a kid called a pizza face in junior high school. I showed her my book. Her next question was, "Why are you sitting all by yourself? Don't you have any friends?" I told her I just wanted to finish my book, and I looked back down at it. I had heard something somewhere about ignoring bullies. I had been teased before, but I'd never been physically intimidated like this. I wasn't at all sure what to do. She responded to my disengagement. "Hey, I'm talking to you. Why would you be rude to me? I'm just trying to be your friend." All the other girls laughed. I just got really present, observant, thinking through my options, coping with my fear by getting philosophical. Well, maybe today's the day I get to find out what it feels like to get beat up. This is one of those times in life when you gather horror stories from your adolescence, isn't it? Most people survive. Someday this will just be a story. Pizza Face continued. "What's wrong? Can't you afford new shoes?" I knew there was nothing I could say that would be the right answer, so I just looked at her, as she had instructed me to do. While she peppered me with more questions about my clothing, my instincts told me that fear or anger wouldn't help the situation, and compassion had a chance of making things better, but I still was too afraid to say anything, so I just looked at her. I wondered what it was like to be her, what it would feel like inside to be so boldly mean. I caught the micro-expressions on the other girls' faces. Some of them were getting uncomfortable. One of them left. That emboldened a few more to leave. The deserters got cursed out, of course. But the remaining 3 sidekicks set their jaws and closed in like hungry hyenas. Pizza Face turned her attention toward me again and said, "What are you looking at? Why are you just staring at me? What's wrong with you? You're just sitting there like a statue. Wake up, you're crazy. What are you thinking?" I couldn't think of anything to say except the truth, so I said, "I'm just wondering why some people make fun of other people." The 3 sidekicks immediately looked down at their shoes. But not Pizza Face. I had just made her day. "Oh, so you're analyzing me? You think you're better than me?" And she lunged at me. But the 3 sidekicks pulled her away and dragged her off the bus, cursing the whole time and vowing she was going to find me the next day. So that night, I prepared for battle. My weapon? Fashion. I fished the most expensive clothes I had out of the laundry hamper and did a special load of laundry just for the occasion. Sometimes I followed the expensive preppy trends, but not often. I had found my fashion home as a rocker chick. The rocker image suited the poorer kids like me because the look never changed, and it was very thrift store friendly. The standard uniform was a cross necklace, a jean jacket if you couldn't afford a leather one, a man's button-up shirt, usually flannel, worn open over a tank top, often a man's tank top, and a mini skirt with torn-up pantyhose. It was a fashion statement, you see. It said, I meant to do that. I look this way on purpose. And to complete the look, worn-out high-top sneakers, unlaced like you couldn't be bothered. Well, now I was in the mood for a different fashion statement. Tomorrow's fashion statement was going to be, I'm just as good as you. So the next morning, I shaped my big 1980s hair with a little less ratting and a little more curls. I dialed down the black eyeliner from raccoon level to girl next door level. I ditched the dirty high-top sneakers for a pair of heels, and I wore a brand new, intact pair of pantyhose. I don't know if you know this, but cheap pantyhose run after 1 or 2 wearings, so this was a real special occasion. The crown jewel of the outfit was a Forenza long-sleeve rugby polo shirt. Now, I know an adult would never pair a rugby shirt with heels and pantyhose, but this was junior high school. In 1988, at Ridgetop Junior High School in Bremerton, Washington, there was no more coveted piece of clothing than the Forenza long-sleeve rugby polo shirt. Only the rich kids had them. At least that's how I perceived it. I considered anyone who could afford to spend $40 on a piece of clothing to be rich beyond my wildest imaginings. So how did I have one of these expensive shirts? Well, that year my army aunt was stationed in Korea, and they have all these shops that make fashion knockoffs. So she let my sister and I know that we could pick one item of our choice, anything we could imagine, and she would have it made for us. So we picked the Forenza shirt, the shirt that would strike envy into the eyes of all who beheld it, the shirt over which friends were made and lost. Borrowing privileges were very important barometers of friendship in junior high. So the mean girl and her gaggle of preppy sidekicks were waiting for me in front of the school as I came out the bus the next morning. At first, they looked right past me, didn't even recognize me. But as a few pointed and whispered, and it dawned on all of them that it really was me, they looked livid. They had been tricked. They were humiliated. They had made fun of me, and now I was prancing around with a major status symbol, my rugby shirt. I pretended not to notice the girls, and I walked right past them, close enough for them to see the blue mascara I had worn to match my blue rugby polo shirt. They never bothered me again. So these are the kinds of formative experiences that shape our deep subconscious beliefs about how life works, who we are, what's possible. As a kid growing up, I considered people rich if they had more than we did, and that was pretty much everyone, because Mom, thankfully, bless her, spent most of her salary as an elementary school music teacher making sure we lived in a nice house in a nice neighborhood with the best schools, nice schools and the best music programs. So we were always the poor kids on the block, which isn't actually too bad of a place to be, but it was especially easy for me to consider our situation about me, just the nature of things. It's just something about who I am. We're just poor. It's the way things are. Things that cost money are for other people, not us. I didn't even think to dream that one day I might be able to go to the mall and pick out my very own dress for a school dance. I always had to borrow them. Sometimes I had to make a few phone calls, get a friend of a friend willing to lend me a dress. I wanted to show one picture for my big 80s hair anyway. So Mom gave us each $100 at the beginning of each school year for clothes, and that was it. So you can see why, generally speaking, it was more comfortable to hang out with kids who wore torn-up pantyhose than $40 rugby polo shirts. My mom's dream was someday to rise above the official poverty line. We were so stressed by the ongoing obligations to bring money to school for field trips and fundraisers and birthdays and the dreaded secret Santa gift exchanges that Mother and my siblings agreed at some point to forego Christmas and birthday presents just so we could keep up with these things at school that cost money. And so we sort of created this family mythology that we don't care about presents anyway. And that was a common refrain in my thinking. I wouldn't want pantyhose without runs in them anyway. I wouldn't want new sneakers anyway. I look this way on purpose. As I ventured into adulthood with this story of mine that nice things are for other people and I wouldn't want them anyway, it was so annoying when I'd get exposed to higher quality things and start to develop expensive tastes. I mean, first it was heavier silverware. My first mother-in-law corrected me. I was giving her way too much credit. It's not silverware, dear, it's flatware. Heavier dining utensils. And then it was real leather instead of fake that I wanted. And now I want sheets with high thread counts. What's next? A friend of mine once invited me to the nail salon, and I said, no, I might like it. So when I first took my first Science of Mind class in my 30s, I wrote a song for my final project. And it said, I'm finding the courage to want what I want. I'm opening my heart to bless what I've got. I'm healing the shame, says that I want too much. I'm releasing the fear of disappointment's touch. I'm saying out loud that I want to share this song in my heart for the whole world to hear. I'm saying out loud that I'll find my true love. I'm praying out loud all that I'm dreaming of. My heart feels purified by the simple life that I've lived, but there is so much more I feel I have to give. What would happen with the courage to believe that the universe is happy to invest in me? The song came partly out of a profound meditation where I decided that it wasn't too much to ask what I wanted, and that for Divine Mind, it was effortless to match me up with the opportunities I wanted. Those opportunities were not even far away from me. They're part of the field of all possibilities, right here, close as every breath I take. So within just a few weeks of writing that song, I did meet my true love, who was everything I had thought was too much to ask for. Al Goldman was right there, and he saw the spark and pulled out his camera, took this picture. Do you think we like each other? I don't know, I can't quite tell. Last time I was here and spoke, I talked about manifesting a puppy into my experience in a way that I thought was too much to ask for. See, first I decided what kind of puppy I wanted, and this picture was painted for me, and I looked at it every day, but it was just a dream. And then I did an exercise where I was invited to be audacious, and I thought it was just silly and funny for me to imagine that someday, somewhere, my next-door neighbor would have the dog I want, and he'd share it with me. But seriously, 2 weeks later, that is exactly what happened. No kidding. So for this talk, I wanted to impress you even more with my manifesting skills. So, just for you, I manifested a house. Seriously, we closed on Friday. Thank you. We're excited. So, how did this happen? Well, first we envisioned, shopped for, and almost bought a house we could afford, an apartment-style condo in Eagle Mountain. But the night before closing, we learned that there was a COVID-related financing delay, and the seller couldn't wait and pulled out. We were kind of heartbroken, deflated, exhausted, decided not to move. But after a while, we got the itch. We wanted to move. We want our own place. Incidentally, we've lived with friends and relatives, and for our 10-year marriage, we've lived together for 6 months alone. So we wanted our own place for our 10th anniversary, you know. So this time, with a little encouragement from a friend, a platinum blonde friend who sits in the back of the room, I started collecting images of my true ideal home, if money were seriously no object. Because why not at least know what I find beautiful and delightful? You know, why not at least imagine the ideal environment for my wellness and creativity? Why not know that version of myself? I keep a notebook, I call it Millionaire Me, because I just want to know, you know, who's Millionaire Chamaigne? It's kind of like trying out a different art form that you're less familiar with, like who would Chamaigne the sculptor be? Or Chamaigne the interior decorator? Or Chamaigne the millionaire who creates beautiful things with money? It's a delicious exercise, and it removes all constraints to the imagination, so I just feel like I can really be creative. And in that space, I made a vision board that was just a little dialed back, into the realm of possibility that I could really believe in, because that's important too. And instead of focusing on the specific material things, like a fireplace that reaches to the sky, I focused on what I wanted to experience. I want a pool. Well, maybe instead of a private pool, a community pool. And I wanted a big private outdoor space to host lots of people. But maybe it didn't have to be private, it could be HOA owned. That's better, actually, then they take care of it. So, now this kind of place was still a bit out of our price range, but I wanted to start with what we really wanted. And by the way, I consulted Rick on all this, it wasn't just what I wanted. Because we had previously taken steps toward buying a house, a relative took notice and offered to help us get another house if we wanted to try again. But the subconscious mind is really good at pushing away our good sometimes. Opportunities are all around us, and our subconscious mind is great at noticing them if we instruct it to be, and great at blinding us to them if we inadvertently instruct it to be, and sabotaging those opportunities too, if we have weird thoughts like, I'm just a poor person and nice things are for other people, and I wouldn't want them anyway. So at one point Rick thought, well, I know they offered to help, but they probably changed their mind after that political argument on Facebook. I thought, well, I can't think of how they could help us. I mean, if they lend us a down payment, how could we be certain that we'd ever be able to pay it back? But we decided just to ask anyway, see what they had in mind. And they came back with a win-win proposal that we never could have thought of, that's truly a win for them and a win for us, and we get a house that was out of our price range. It's a miracle. We found the perfect place right away. Having recently shopped for houses, even those slightly out of our price range, we knew a rare find when we saw it. This is a townhouse, which nevertheless has a private fenced backyard with grass, which would be perfect for a puppy. Right, honey? Help me out. Tell him I need a puppy. And it's also got a finished basement where we can practice our music without bugging the neighbors too much, and an attached garage, which is really pretty unheard of for townhouses in this price range, and we like the neighborhood. It looks like a normal neighborhood, trees on the street. It's great. So this was a very special place. We really wanted this place. So the very day after we were offered this cooperative buying arrangement, we called back and said, how about this one? We're not being impulsive, promise. We've shopped around. This is the one. So they said, all right. And we were very lucky in this market to win the bid. But I wasn't surprised, because when things start to suddenly get really easy, they tend to just stay that way. And it's been smooth sailing and happy accidents ever since. Happy surprises, I should say. So it used to be, when I was in my teens and my 20s, if I would hear a story like this about somebody's good fortune, I'd think, well, that'll never happen to me because, I don't have a relative that could help me buy a house. And that kind of thinking has really held me back in my life. It's true, when you hear about people's good fortune and how things come together, usually there is some unique element, some unique connection or opportunity. But instead of taking that as evidence that unique and wonderful things happen all the time, I took it as evidence that that'll never happen and that'll never happen because I don't have that special connection or that special quality or whatever, opportunity. But I have plenty of my own. That was my blind spot. I've learned to appreciate that over the years. But I could have opened myself to a lot more opportunities if I had known that I could question the things I believed and reprogram my subconscious mind. And there are so many great tools to do this. Oh, that's the house. All the methods for reprogramming your subconscious mind seem to have in common that they're about becoming aware of what you're thinking and questioning it. And the trick is to become aware of beliefs that are so obvious to you that it would never occur to you to question them. For this, it's helpful to make a list of all the things you saw, heard, and experienced as a child with regard to a particular topic, like money or love or beauty or spirituality, and then writing about how these experiences may have affected your perceptions and choices so far. And then you can back up and say, these things aren't necessarily true, they're just concepts. They aren't who I am. I have the freedom to choose new thoughts and beliefs. And then you're at a great foundation point for using affirmations to recondition your mind and choose new beliefs. There's lots of tools for this, so I encourage you to explore those. So unraveling the myth of not enoughness about money, I think, is a cool way to practice unraveling the myth about not enoughness about everything else, especially less tangible things like love, peace, healing, cooperation. Dr. Reverend Michael Beckwith says, there is a lie that acts like a virus within the mind of humanity, and that lie is there's not enough good to go around. There's lack, there's limitation, and there's just not enough. The truth is that there's more than enough good to go around. There's more than enough creative ideas. There's more than enough power. There's more than enough love. There's more than enough joy. All of this begins to come through a mind that is aware of its own infinite nature. There is enough for everyone. If you believe it, if you can see it, and you act from it, it will show up for you. That is the truth. The myth of not enoughness depends on the myth of separation. Science of Mind teaches that we're all individuated expressions of one mind, one life force, one spirit, sometimes known as God. And God is all there is. We are all interconnected in ways both visible and invisible. And when we start to truly see each other as part of our very being, love and generosity naturally arise. At first, we may be motivated to learn how to change our thinking to change our own individual lives. But I think we're like children learning how to use a paintbrush, and then learning how to get just the right mix of water to paint to get a good color on the page. We have no idea that once we master these skills, we'll open up to a whole new world of things we can create. The more we realize our oneness, the more love prompts us toward co-creating a world that works for everyone. Change your thinking, change your life. Change your thinking, change the world. I love this quote by Howard Thurman. A strange necessity has been laid upon me to devote my life to the central concern that transcends the walls that divide and would achieve in literal fact what is experienced as literal truth. Human life is one, and all men are members of one another. And this insight is spiritual, and it is the hard core of religious experience. If that's too wordy and old-fashioned for you, here's how Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson put it. There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will make a change. We're all part of God's great big family, and the truth, love is all we need. Let's realize that change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true. We'll make a better day, just you and me. Now, when people give talks like this about poetic solutions like love is all we need and change your subconscious programming for more abundance, I know it's easy to be skeptical. First, both of those things are easier said than done. And second, life is complicated. Love isn't all we need. It's just that with enough love, all that we need would naturally follow. Subconscious programming isn't the only reason for poverty, not by a long shot. There are so many things that influence what happens in life. Our consciousness, collective consciousness, divine order, free will, random chance, hard lessons chosen at the soul level, karma maybe, choices made by generations before us that set up society the way it is. The list could go on. Any teaching can be applied with wisdom or not. Any teaching applied with love and compassion tends to be beneficial, and any teaching applied without love and compassion tends to be harmful, or at least have harmful edges. There can be a temptation to use any teaching about how to have a better life as permission to judge and dismiss others, because they're not doing it right, so their hardships are their own fault. I think we do this in order to avoid feeling painful compassion. When it comes to other people, our job is to love, period. It's not for us to know why their life is the way it is. We have no idea what childhood experiences, karma, soul lessons, challenges they're working with. We can use tools that create much better probabilities of positive outcomes for ourselves, but we don't truly know for sure all the reasons why each specific event happens the way it does. Like Oprah says, the law of attraction is real, but it's not the only law in operation. There are other spiritual laws that work together. I had a friend with a brain tumor. We were at a healing retreat center for 6 weeks, and in that time, she got hit in the head right on her brain tumor like 4 times. It was the worst thing that could happen to her. Her brain would go haywire. She couldn't walk for a day. So why her? I mean, why was the girl with the brain tumor the one who got the room where the blinds weren't securely fastened to the wall? And why out of 100 people was she the only one who had a workman's screwdriver fall on her head from a ladder? And why did the stray tennis ball pick her out of the crowd? I mean, I was thinking, is this the law of attraction? Is her brain tumor putting out vibes that attract more trauma to itself? Is she subconsciously reading the future and being in the wrong place at the wrong time? I mean, it sure seemed like there was some kind of pattern there. If it were me, I'd explore all those possibilities just in case they help. But it wasn't me. If my job is to love, is it relevant why these things are happening to her? Not really. Even if on some karmic or soul level or subconscious level she's somehow choosing these hardships, does that make compassion any less relevant? I don't think so. Does it make connection any less helpful? Nope. Our job is to love, period. When you look at another person's life and become aware of the things they struggle with, please remember that you have no idea what experiences went into their programmed beliefs in their subconscious mind and which events in their lives are random and which ones were meant to be. Some people believe that absolutely everything happens for a reason. I believe that most things happen for a reason, and further, there's a power and a presence that makes good things come out of everything that happens, and that it's our job to be a conscious part of that. We can make sure good things come out of anything that happens. It's our job to recognize the good when it's there and celebrate it, and to celebrate each other and the infinite variety with which we show up, the infinite variety in the way our lives unfold. Our job is to just behold the beauty and love. After the service, Reverend Myrna is going to hand out flowers. There's one for everyone, and they're all different colors to represent our infinite and beautiful variety. And they're also to celebrate Mother's Day. We're all unique expressions of the divine. We all express qualities of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. We all have our unique personalities and circumstances, and in those circumstances, we express the qualities of mothering in our own ways. So thank you for the qualities of mothering that you have gifted the world with. Please, after the service, take these roses home and know that you are beautiful, blessed, and loved. Thank you. Now let's pray. Remembering oneness. It's the perfect place to start. It's how we start our spiritual mind treatments, and it's the perfect place to start just about anything. We are one. In the world of appearances, sometimes it seems as if we're separate, and that would be tough, but it's not true. We're one. I get to be grateful. Compassion is a quality of the divine, and as one with the divine, compassion is a quality in me. Compassion with myself for my journey, and compassion with others. Love comes first. I'm so thankful for this community where we get to explore what it means to be one in a little microcosm. I'm so grateful we get to explore our oneness through knowing and loving and honoring one another. I'm grateful for each of you who come and participate in this community with me. With deep, deep gratitude for all the blessings in my life, the blessings that are coming into your life, I release it all and let go in the just knowing and the gratitude and the peace and joy that we are one and love is first. Love is who we are. Please say with me, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I give. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so
Now it's time for our spiritual practice of conscious giving. Mindfully, we give thanks for our abundant blessings, sourced from the infinite good that is Spirit. It is our pleasure to share our good with our spiritual center. You may give here in person or from home by texting or using our website at spirituallyfree.org. Now let's bring our gift to mind and heart as we say our offering prayer. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me.
going to hear again from our delightful Delanne. Hey, that sounds kind of poetic. Delightful Delanne.
Thanks,
It's
Rick.
another mother song, very kind of a Native American feel to it. It's beautiful.
Yes, we had Lorraine Horsemanhoff set to come. I'd love for all of you to keep her in your prayers. She's feeling under the weather. We're going to sing again, Mother, I Feel You. I know some of you remember it. Sing and dance along with us. It's just wonderful to remember Mother Earth on this Mother's Day. And thanks so much. Isn't this an awesome band? I get to pick whatever song I want. And they show up and learn it and practice one time, and we've got it down. They're amazing. I feel so blessed. Thank you all. Here we go. Mother, I Feel You. Please sing and dance with us. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Mother, I hear you in the river song. Eternal waters flowing on and on. Mother, I hear you in the river song. Eternal waters flowing on and on. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Come on, Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Mother, I hear you in the river song. Eternal waters flowing on and on. Mother, I hear you in the river song. Eternal waters flowing on and on. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Thank you. It was so fun to see you dance. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Delanne. That was awesome. Just awesome. And Chamaigne, what a beautiful message.
Thank you.
As usual.
Yes, thank you.
A special Mother's Day. So, yeah, don't forget to pick up a rose, a flower, a color one that you're attracted to. Don't hesitate. If you have a moment, can fill out the music survey. I'd appreciate that. Most of all, I hope you have a blessed week, filled with light and love and the energy of springtime. Enjoy some outdoors, enjoy each other, and I hope to see you back here next week. Remember, the annual gathering is next week after services. Appreciate your participation in that too. I'm so grateful for this community. Let's stand together and sing our closing song. Together, we can change the world.
1, 2,